Namaste, angels. This is the weekly general reading for the period of today, Sunday, November 7th, through Saturday to come, November 13th. We're starting with the dice and email 29, which is all about spiritual partnership. Could be business, could be friendship, could be relationship, and massage. Spirit says it's 50-50. Again, could be tied to a partnership, balance, give and take, going Dutch on a date or something. Sex, well, maybe that. 50-50. Both got to put the effort in. Going half on a baby, all that kind of stuff. And cocktail. With the cards, we are starting with the energy deck and card number 37, third chakra, Archangel Chamuel in reverse. So Archangel Chamuel is the archangel of unconditional love, not to be confused with the archangel of love or marriage, which is Daniel. Unconditional love specifically, also lost things and abundance, and the solar plexus chakra. So with him in reverse, this is an indication of a blockage here in the solar plexus chakra on which we need to work, which also came up in the moon reading, the Scorpio new moon reading. Did you see the Scorpio new moon reading? It was exactly 44 minutes and 44 seconds long. 4444. I named it 4444. If you haven't seen it, you'll be able to find it that way. It's in my playlist, and as well as the current readings that are listed there on my page. The next card is also in reverse. It's the Garden and the Gate. But this card is really positive when it's in reverse. And it is about us, deciding to go out the gate, to open it, to not remain on this side of the gate where it's, maybe safe or we're used to it. It's habitual. The devil that we know is back there with us or something like that. This is about venturing out and believing that, we can find love out there. We can make a lot of money, earn a lot of money. We can start a business. We can be successful. There's abundance out there to be had. We're willing to go for it. The next card is also in reverse. It's Broken Heart. And this too is positive when in reverse. It means you're ready to, move beyond some sort of hurt that you had been dealing with, similar to like the Three of Swords. When the Three of Swords is in reverse, it just means we're on the road to healing and moving beyond that, and things are getting better. Now, blossoming abundance in reverse on its own is typically not good. It can be indicative of a decrease in money or in abundance. However, since it's sort of paired here with these other cards that are positive when they're in reverse, with the exception of the third chakra, meaning that there's a blockage. But these two are both about moving into much better energy, and this one is about going out there and getting the abundance that's awaiting you and that you deserve. So I'm thinking that blossoming abundance in reverse partnered with these is maybe you'll be spending money, like it's a decrease in money, but it's not like something that happens to you. It's something that you initiate. You'll be spending money maybe toward your betterment, so toward remodeling your home or new decorations, or on a date, or toward starting a business or going to school or something like that. So you will be spending, however, it is for the good and the betterment and growth. And I'm saying that also because with the Rider-Waite deck, we're starting with the Queen of Pentacles, and that's what she's all about, like remodeling your house, really about home, taking care of home. So maybe even purchasing a new home, or fixing things up around the house, cleaning up an area, making your place, or where you are, where your heart is, really feel like home and really feel comfortable in some place where you can get settled in. That's what the Queen of Pentacles is all about. She is possibly an actual earth sign that is significant in your life this week. A Taurus, Virgo, a Capricorn, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. The next card is in reverse. It's the Nine of Wands. And with the Animal and Angel Tarots, the Eight of Cups, a desire to move on, the search for something more meaningful, spiritual and emotional growth. This is about having, moving into a new headspace spiritually, and, seeking new things, or being over some old things, or both. And so you just decide to, move on. It can be a sign of ascension and, literal spiritual growth. Can be about physically walking away from something and or walking towards something else. Look, all these cards that I'm opening to, very, very positive, and about abundance. Nine of Cups, wishes, coming true, dreams coming true, goals being reached and achieved, prayers being answered, and the Ace of Wands. So new beginnings, often having to do with work, career, or love and relationship. This is not so great, but this is self-inflicted. This is about us feeling stuck, even when we're not. So it'd be like being on behind the gate, and before we make that decision to, sort of lay down our burdens and move forward. King of Cups, also in reverse. He is somebody who's willing to like risk it all, in pretty much in a general situation or in a love and relationship sort of situation. Like do whatever it takes to achieve it. Just again, risk it all. And work and career, he can be somebody that has an outburst, or goes out on like a limb, like on Jerry Maguire, like the mission statement. There's this one guy who's, passionate about something, and the rest of the office is like, what the hell? And he loses his job. It can be like that, or this can be, more negative in terms of an outburst at the office or something. I just figured I was meant to show that because he was like sticking up somewhere around here. Okay, so our overall energy this week is the Five of Cups, which is a card of doubt and pessimism, and is not the most exciting overall energy to start with, but it's what we have. Okay, card that will most directly represent the collective this week is the Five of Pentacles. So Five of Cups, our overall energy. Five of Pentacles is what the energy that we're in or feeling, dealing with. Surrounding energy, close friends, family members, co-workers, something happening at the job. It's all good, so we could be feeling this way, and this could be the reality, but this is what's surrounding us. Ace of Pentacles, upright. Work and finance specifically. Page of Wands, upright. Also positive. Love and relationship. Page of Cups, upright. Super positive in that placement. Physical health. Two of Swords in reverse. And spiritual health. Eight of Wands in reverse. All right. Are all these? Yes, they are. Our overall energy of the Five of Cups asks us a question. Are you going to cry over spilled milk? Or are you going to focus on the milk you still have and the things that you can still, other things that you can still get out there? Maybe they have nothing to do with milk. Consider, again, beyond the gate. Are you willing to do that? And so I think it's a perfect overall energy for us to have actually thinking about that now. Is basically warning us to watch where we put our focus, our intentions, and make sure that those intentions that we're putting out there are to our highest good, and not that we're not worrying about something that really shouldn't matter to us, that would maybe take us in the wrong direction, off path, or would be to our detriment. Focusing on what is positive for us. So moving on to the card that most directly will represent the collective this week, the Five of Pentacles. This one talks about a feeling of being left out in the cold, and then that's what it illustrates too in the picture. And this sort of feeling like everybody else has everything and we don't have nothing. We're the only one suffering. Oh, woe is me. When is it? This isn't fair. When is it going to be my turn? And again, it's about realizing that that's not really the case. Again, similar to the garden and the gate. That's not the case. There's stuff out there for you too. You may have to go out and get it. You may have to change your mindset, or you know what? You will have to change your mindset. from, again, that negative one and that pessimistic, that doubtful one, to one of positivity and faith and all that, in order for you to bring these things about, about in your life. And do the best you can what you have, fake it till you make it and all that kind of stuff. And remember, if you need help, ask for it. That's one thing that we all forget sometimes too, that this card talks about. The help that you need will come if you put it out there. And that goes for, people that are around you, and that goes for the universe, God, the angels. Like, we have to call upon them. Whatever entities you believe, we all have free will, and no matter what religion and stuff people believe in, we tend to agree on that. Human beings tend to agree on that we all have free will. We can make our own choices. So you have to make a choice or not to call on, these higher beings or the people that surround you, to ask for assistance. But not, most are not going to just volunteer and do things without your permission. Surrounding energy, we have, again, the Ace of Pentacles. This card can be about gifts of money or an inheritance, like money or other resources coming in from unexpected places and sources. And it doesn't mean that somebody has to die either in order for you to get an inheritance, or or to be gifted something unexpectedly. That could definitely happen with this card, and the energy that it represents. It's usually just a sign of a turn for the better, right? Things are improving in terms of our luck, our fortune, our wealth. Could be toward love too. In fact, the gazebo and the path always reminds me of like walking down the aisle, getting married. So somebody could be starting a family, starting a new life with a partner, or that could be in our near future. That this may represent that other person. So since it's in the placement of our surrounding energy, like representing, again, close friends, family members, co-workers and stuff, an inheritance or something could be coming to us from these people. Gifts, something that we need, that we asked for, could be coming to us from these people. If it's not that, then somebody close to us experiencing this kind of energy, and we benefit from it in that way. In the sense that, we're adjacent to it, we're close enough to it. And generally, this card is about feeling upbeat, optimistic. So since we're pessimistic and doubtful, and we've got our heads down, we're feeling left out in the cold, if the energy that's surrounding us is very positive and upbeat, they're not going to want to be around us for very long if we stay like this. So hopefully what they're dealing with, the energy that they're passing around, will rub off on us and will improve, right? You could be starting something very new in the very soon, in the very near future. This is not like one of those, looking, a month from now, something's going to happen. This is, I'm talking about this week, really. And it could be in terms of a job or something like that, especially, or relationship, especially looking at the other placements, which I guess it's safe to move on to now. So the Page of Wands and our position of work in finance says that if you've been waiting for an answer, like you apply for a job and you've been waiting to hear back, the news is likely to not only to come in this week, but to be very good. Like you're hired, or you're going to start a training, a trial run, or something. It's to be positive and in your favor. Or we're narrowing it down. You're in our top 10, whatever it is. And the job, when you get it, is likely to be better and more enjoyable, more fulfilling to you than you even thought or would have hoped. If you already have a job, then this can be about receiving some sort of help, again, at work. If you get into real traditional tarot, it could be from someone younger than you, maybe light-haired, maybe female. And younger than you doesn't have to mean years. It could be even days or weeks or whatever. Or more, or a very youthful person, very young looking, possibly. Maybe they are, like a Sagittarius, Gemini, Virgo, or Pisces, the mutable signs. So we have that sort of like forever young thing about us. So it could be something like that. And this person is just inclined to be very helpful to you at work. And you need help. So again, for those who are willing to express that they need help, it's available. Also, wands are often about, um, travel and work and career, and the two together. So like traveling for the purposes of work and career, going on, some sort of off-site or on-site, whatever, however that's worded, sort of trip for your job, maybe meeting somebody romantically while you're on that trip or while you're out working somehow, can also be what this is about. Specific to finances that may or may not have anything to do with work, again, headed toward an upswing, some energy, positive energy that you put out into the world is being returned to you with interest. You're being paid back for, or you can make a withdrawal of all that good karma that you banked. Very good time to start planning like long-term stuff. Like even if you're young, you're I don't know, you're 18, you just graduated. Well, these days, kids that young or adults that young aren't on their own anymore, really. For the most part, you're 20. I'm going to say you're 20 or 21, and maybe you want to start, your own life, separate from your parents, and you're thinking about where you want to be, financially in 20 years, 30 years, maybe even 10 years, maybe 5-year plan, and this is a good time for you to really figure out how to make it happen and maybe even to get started. Yeah, I think on that note, let's move on to love and relationship and the Page of Cups. I didn't mention about the Page of Wands. It is a court card, so that means it can actually represent a real person in your life, and maybe a direct fire sign, an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. The same goes for the Page of Cups. Again, court card, so it can actually be a water sign or a person in your life that's significant, whether they're a water sign or not. A Cancer, a Scorpio, or Pisces, or someone like into those traits or attributes. Again, this person may be younger than you, even if it's just by a few days, and somehow part of a love scenario with you. Love doesn't know age, so it's important to think about that, as long as it's legal and stuff. And I agree, and I understand and agree that everything that's legal isn't necessarily right, and everything that's considered right isn't necessarily legal. But I'm talking about consenting adults. Let me put it that way. Right? If it's consenting adults that are going in on this thing, then fine. And we shouldn't like discount people who are younger than us purely on that basis, is what the card is saying. I've done this many times in my life, until I didn't anymore. The one finally got me to change. It was a Page of Wands, actually. But I don't know. Younger men have always been, even when I was younger myself, so I'm 20 and they're 16. I'm like, oh my God, no, like we can't do that. That's illegal. And also gross, because the 16-year-old boy is a 16-year-old boy. And I was 20, I was looking at men. Anyway, but I'm 30 and now he's 20, he's 25, whatever. And it just continued that way. It's always been that way. But I always dated men my age. And my children's father, my ex-husband, is a year exactly 362 days younger than me. So not even a full year. But he was like the youngest person that I had dealt with up until, we separated. And finally, I met this guy. Again, he was a Page of Wands. And I started to tell this story last week because I was talking about don't be afraid to talk to strangers, and I laughed to myself because I met this guy on the street, and normally you pass somebody in the street, that's it, you pass them on the street, especially if they're trying to get your attention, they're catcalling or whatever, and this guy's talking or whatever, and I'm not really paying attention to what he's saying, but he said something, I don't remember what it was at this point, but he said something finally that caught my attention, even though I had already walked down the block. So for the first time in my life, I actually stopped dead in my tracks, turned around and walked back to him and talked to him. And he asked me if he could take me out for a drink. And I got on a group text or something, or chat with my friends. And I said, I literally said to them, I'm about to wander off with a strange man. So I just want you guys to know in case anything happens, I'm going with a strange man to this bar. So we went to a bar in my neighborhood in walking distance. So they knew where I was. Had one drink. I'm a vodka drinker. I drink straight Grey Goose on the rocks. That's it. Nothing in it. So I had that. And then I had another. And then he's like, do you want another? And I'm like, listen, like, you're going to get me wasted. I haven't even eaten today. I have to go home. And he's like, let me take you to dinner. So I did. He took me to dinner. Long story short, he took me to drinks. He took me to dinner. He bought me flowers. He introduced me to his brother over the phone. I mean, this was like a whirlwind. Like really swept off your feet type sort of thing, which can come with these two energies. And I like how the Page of Wands is facing, how they're facing one another, the Page of Wands and the Page of Cups here. Because it's really giving that sort of energy where you could get swept off your feet and end up in an Ace of Pentacles situation with somebody. Just a relationship of which you're really deserving. You are worthy, they are worthy. You maybe been waiting for each other, even if you didn't know it, for a long time. I used to joke about that too. At that time when I met the guy, that song was out. I just met you and this is crazy, but here's my number. Call me maybe, whatever. Before you came into my life, I missed you so bad, that sort of thing. And yeah, it was true. So again, I'm saying all this to describe exactly what could happen this week, what I'm getting from these cards. And I definitely hope that something like that happens for you. I mean, we didn't last forever. That's another whole other story about my ex with the earth sign energy chasing him away. But that's another story. Oh, and I started telling that story. Now I forgot the damn point, but I started telling that story because of the age difference. We were exactly 6 years and 6 months apart. 6/13 and 12/13. Gemini and Scorpio, Gemini and Sagittarius. Scorpio is a slip of the tongue, but I was, with a younger Scorpio too. We are mirror signs also. So like Gemini and Sagittarius are considered mirror signs. For Scorpio, I think it would be Taurus off the top of my head. For Cancer, there's this Capricorn, Pisces, Virgo. That's off the top of my head, trying to picture the zodiac in my head, but I think that's right. And that may be why also Pentacles. Maybe you'll be finding love specifically with an earth sign, if you're a water sign out there. All right, so did I finish talking about the Page of Cups? I think so. Basically, you can be swept off your feet, but if the person is younger, you just be open to giving them, willing to give them a chance. Or if you're younger and, the person's older, same thing. All right, moving on to physical health. The Two of Wands in reverse talks about us needing maybe to take things slowly with regard to our health. Like, or it could be telling us that a health change or changes in our health are likely to take place slowly. And that this may be for the best, regardless of how fast we'd like them to move. So a good example is maybe when you're trying to lose weight, right? It seems like it comes on very quickly. Like over a few months, you can just gain, and believe me, I learned it during this pandemic, 10, 20, 30, 40 pounds very easily. But it's not so easy to take it off. So we want to get it off real fast too. And sometimes there are ways to do that, but is that the best thing to do? Well, maybe not. I mean, it could leave you with a bunch of loose skin, for one thing. Which is that's surface level, that's physical, so maybe you don't care about that, but also it could make you unhealthy. It can cause like gallbladder issues, for example, or other digestion issues in some people. So it pays maybe usually to take things like one day at a time, and to note the small changes and to count them as wins, and not get down and doubtful because the scale didn't move that much. Or sometimes, there's wins, for example, when I was like lifting weights and losing weight. So now I'm gaining muscle, right? So the scale's not moving, but my body's moving. right? My waistline's moving, getting smaller. My muscle mass is moving. My muscles are getting bigger. My thighs are getting thicker. My arms are getting, curvier. And so that's still a gain. That's still a win. Even though I couldn't get the scale to move. My clothes still fit better. So, I feel better. I feel healthier, right? So it's that sort of thing. Just learning to be appreciative of the small gains, the small wins, and to take your time, take things slow and as needed. Lastly, spirituality and the Eight of Wands in reverse really calls for focus and intention, and so it fits well with the rest of our cards. So we've been talking about that, right? Focus, intention, determination, motivation, cooperation. All those words are in and shun. On like every level, in every aspect of your life, including or maybe especially your spiritual outlook, and it could be easy for you to like lose energy right now. If you just feel like your energy is dissipating, so you may want to ground yourself as best you can. Try to make time for meditation. Just to be still and quiet with yourself. I talked about that during the moon reading also. Just silencing our thoughts and things. Introspection, going within, contemplating life. What am I? Where am I? Who am I? All that stuff. I know it can be easier said than done sometimes too, especially like I know us air signs, our minds are always going. Very difficult to quiet for meditation and things. But can be done. Maybe getting a massage, that may help. Massage came up in the dice earlier. And, you can't do all things at once or be all things to all people. And this card reminds us of that too. That no one can, that no one, so we don't have to be perfect, even though it may seem like other people try to put that upon us and expect us to be perfect. You don't like hurt yourself, your spiritually, your own energy, trying to, be this sort of people pleaser. Make sure that you're taking time out for yourself to take care of yourself spiritually and energetically, and emotionally and physically and everything. Now let's see if these other cards want to add anything or double down, right? Reconfirm any of these messages for us. Just moving this out of the way, kind of, since I forgot to shuffle. So not much otherwise going on this week. Might as well talk to you while I'm doing this. I think there was like two things in the planetary calendar that I don't really remember what they were. Well, Pallas, the asteroid, goes direct for one thing. Currently retrograde in Pisces, along with Pisces ruler Neptune. But Pallas is going direct this week. I think tomorrow. And then there's something else that, oh look, Daughter Romance. Yeah, it really looks like that this week. The other thing was like the quarter moon or something. I don't know. I'll look it up like I always do at the end of the reading to go over with you. And let's see. Nothing on the Islamic calendar. Diwali, we're still celebrating. It's a 5-night celebration. It started officially on the 4th. So it goes through the 9th, technically. So that's Diwali. Maybe that's from where some of the abundance is coming. Lakshmi. What else? Hebrew calendar, nothing. Christian calendar, today, actually, is the feast day of Mary, the mediatrix of all graces. And this is our overall energy now is walking away. This is an apparition, 4th chakra, Archangel Raphael. That's the heart chakra that's going here with the Five of Pentacles. An apparition that allegedly occurred in the Philippines that, like, the Pope didn't really give necessarily all that much credence to. And then I think it was an archbishop just totally went against, like, the Pope and Rome and all that kind of stuff, and went rogue, like on his own, declared it officially a supernatural event, this visitation from Mary. And so it's on the calendar. Isn't that kind of crazy? But basically Mary the mediatrix is about her intercession. And, most Christians do believe in that that she is a master of intercession. The third chakra, Archangel Chamuel, is back, and it's still in reverse, joining our surrounding energy. Work and finance. Hostilities in reverse. So the things that we were battling, gone or leaving, coming to an end. Things getting better, easier, more abundant, just as the Page of Wands indicates. So it's nice to see that. Love and relationship joining the Page of Cups. We have woman holding a heart, but she's in reverse. And I'm noticing she's card number 44. Again, our Scorpio new moon reading was 44 minutes and 44 seconds long. So that may be significant. Physical health joining the Two of Swords. We have the Magician and the Mirror. And spiritual health joining the Eight of Wands. Caring connections. Card number 14. So the first card, fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael, card number 38 in this deck, again, is about, the fourth chakra is the heart chakra. So it's about a blockage in the flow of our heart center energy. And it could be tied to, this is interesting and why it really fits well with this Five of Pentacles, because it can be tied to like an old sense of abandonment or sadness, separation, grief, feelings of a broken heart, lingering from some long past event or relationship, like it's been over, but we're still carrying it. And, whether it's recent or not, really, the blocked energy stops us from maybe caring for ourselves as much as we should, like I was just talking about here, and attracting new, or love in general from other people as well. And, can just bring about sadness and unhappiness throughout our life. So it's time to basically heal the old stuck stuff in our lives and move on. If you have some sort of pain that you have to deal with, then deal with it. Move through it, work through it. Don't bypass it or try to ignore it, but don't sit in it either. And my father used to say wallow, like wallow in self-pity and stuff like that. Meditate on increasing your heart center energy and unblocking anything. Call on Raphael. Again, ask for help. So again, it's in the right placement. Ask for help. Ask for, if you believe in working with angels, then ask for Raphael's help. You want to call on for somebody else's help, your ancestors or whatever, a medical doctor, knock yourself out. You call on who you believe in, can help you with that space. And when the healing takes place, the happiness will return. Similarly, third chakra with Archangel Chamuel and our surrounding energy is about, a loss or lack or just feeling low on energy, maybe like a lack of purpose and direction, just feeling very unable to focus. And we've talked this week, all through the reading about how important it's going to be this week to have focus, intentions, and thoughts. And so this is saying that we're having trouble doing that. And again, ways to help with that are going to be things like meditation and, introspection, contemplation, speaking to other people that are surrounding you, seeking help, even if help means a conversation, to get sort of back in touch with ourselves and our desires, and letting otherwise like minds to ours, people who are currently vibrating maybe a little higher than us and doing better, letting their positive energy rub off on us, like I talked about before, and just increasing our light, and that's going to make everything better. Card number 26, hostilities, joining the Page of Wands in our work and finance placement, marks the end of hostilities or difficulties and things for us. There's a shift in the energies that are around us. And, the universe is supporting us, and, and everything that's happening to us internally with regard to that shift. Whether that means it's some sort of I don't know, actual action that was occurring against us has ceased, or just that there was something funky in the air. You know, it could be any number of things, but whatever it is, all of that dissipates, things getting better. It's a more positive energy. And again, the Page of Wands tells us the same thing. Good news should start coming in. Finances should be on the uptick. You know, if you've been having challenges there, especially for those of us who can get our focused intentions together and try to be positive. Oh, I didn't talk about walking away. Well, this card is about feeling stuck, you know, and I guess unable to walk away from things that we should. And so it also works very well with our overall energy, the Five of Cups. And right behind it, I hadn't looked, but the next card is upright, but it's also a 5. So I guess it's worth mentioning attachment, which is also about feeling stuck and things. So even though one is reversed and one is upright, they're similar energies to this. Again, feeling doubtful, feeling stuck, like there's nothing out there for me. Oh, what was me? Type of thing. But in love and relationship, this is interesting because the woman holding a heart in reverse, well, there's a few different meanings. For one thing, she could be somebody that doesn't mean us well. Somebody who brings like, you know, some sort of negative emotional influence, you know, to our lives. So she could be representative of like a karmic relationship, or somebody that doesn't want you to, you know, to win, somebody that's jealous or envious. And we also talked about that over the past couple of weeks in the moon reading, that this is still a period where you know, there's a lot of fights in all over the world throughout different cultures of good versus evil, light versus dark, which is about what Diwali is about. And like I said, that it's Diwali, we're still there through the 9th. So it could be something like that. Sometimes this person, in my experience, is like a person's mother, especially with males. I see it like a woman that doesn't want her son with a particular other woman or male or whatever it is. You know, sort of wants to keep her son for herself, or has somebody in mind that maybe he's not interested in, but, you know, for him. So she tries to mess it up. Or it could be other, you know, sometimes your own friends, or the love interest friends who they're not happy, so they don't want to see you happy either. Misery loves company. Or you're going to take my friend away from me if they end up in a relationship with you. So it could be something like that, or it could be a karmic, you know, like a toxic relationship that we are in, or someone that we meet that maybe isn't good for us. But again, I feel more so that if we meet somebody, something starts new, it is going to be with somebody that is appropriate for us, based on the Ace of Pentacles, the Page of Wands, and the Page of Cups all being here together. You know, that's significant of positive energy and, you know, an abundant relationship. So I think this would be somebody else. But that's not the only meaning of the card. Can also talk about it being time to, you know, resolve some issue, maybe something from the past, or to let go of some emotion, you know, negative emotion, or something that we're holding on to. So it can easily be tied to, again, our heart chakra also being in reverse, that maybe that's why, you know, we're showing up as the woman holding a heart in reverse too, because there's something of which we need to let go. We need to allow flow in, because love does want to find us, or, you know, new, fresh, healthy love does want to find us. We got to let go of the old ugly stuff. Lastly, the card can be about feeling emotionally overwhelmed, and that's usually, you know, like in a negative sense, or at least that's the way I always interpreted it. You know, from the book, from the author's intention, that it's a negative thing. But I think in this case, emotionally overwhelmed could be, again, because we have this energy of the Ace of Pentacles, the Page of Wands, and the Page of Cups swept off your feet. You know, so emotionally, like, oh my God, like my head is spinning. You know, from this very whirlwind sort of experience. The Magician in the mirror is sort of like the Magician from the tarot, that basically tells us we have the power to achieve whatever it is we want to achieve. So it goes very well with this physical health card too, because again, you know, don't let yourself get down and out like you're not going to achieve something just because it feels like it's taking too long or you're not being successful. This is saying you will. Just, you know, be patient, allow things to take the time that they require. But you are, you know, you do have everything you need to totally be successful and to rock this, basically. And this card, card number 14, Caring Connections, is really about, I mean, there's two people on the card, and the way that the author meant it, it's really about like two people also. That doesn't necessarily mean romantically, but it looks pretty romantic there. Considering that it's sitting here underneath the Page of Cups, which again is sitting next to the Page of Wands, which is sitting next to the Ace of Pentacles, I think you could definitely talk about a spiritually based relationship, and again, one that would be really abundant and really loving, and a nice connection. But it can also be, this is still the general reading. It can be about a spiritually based business. It's 29 basically. The die that we saw in the beginning, 29 spiritual partnerships, can be something about a really good friend, also, or a business partnership, and newness. It's also about newness. And we do have, again, these pages, which bring us news of new things. We have the Ace of Pentacles, which is about new. So it could definitely be about some sort of brand new relationship that, again, it will be good for us, healthy for us, and maybe tied, to us spiritually. Maybe a soul connection, soulmate, twin flame sort of thing. Or, again, somebody with whom we're to enter into some sort of spiritually based business or partnership that is maybe not a twin flame relationship in terms of love and relationship, but like a twin soul, like two people put here to achieve a similar mission or purpose, and usually together. What else do I want to say about this? In terms of relationships that we already have, these bonds, can get a lot stronger, tighter, more intimate, more purposeful. Maybe we'll finally notice what the purpose is, so more realized. Just look for opportunities to create deeper bonds and deeper, stronger bonds and for growth in our existing relationships. But it could definitely be talking about a new relationship for a lot of people. And because I already talked to you about what was going on this week, did I? Wait, I don't want to knock my glass over. We'll get some advice from here. So I'll take this one for the masculine out there that are watching. And the next one for the feminine. So this one, oh, look, it's the Lovers. Major Arcana card 6, the Lovers. Maybe this is why I wasn't meant to shuffle these. I forgot to shuffle them again at the beginning of the reading. Anyway, true and long-lasting love. This is what I was talking about, like the real deal. True and long-lasting love finds its way into your life. Follow your heart with caring actions and choices. Of course, Major Arcana card 6, the Lovers, most directly represents the sign of Gemini. So a Gemini could be significant. The Magician also representative of the energy of Gemini on the planet Mercury. Mercury currently located in Scorpio. So that may be why, we got the Page of Cups here too. Feminine. We got another 6. They got a 6, we got a 6. It's the 6 of Pentacles. Your success and prosperity have allowed you to pay off debts, acquire wise loans, or to receive a grant or scholarship. In return for heaven's blessings, be sure to share the wealth with others through donations of time or money to reputable charities. So the 6 of Pentacles is actually one of my favorite cards. It is about 50-50, like the die suggested at the beginning. Give and take, the ability to both give and receive in a healthy way, to allow love to path both ways, which it needs to be able to do in order to be healthy. It is about timely assistance. So right on time, we could be feeling down and out like the 5 of Pentacles. And then right on time, there's some surrounding energy to us. That's the Ace of Pentacles. That 1 plus our 5 equals a 6. And the help comes in. It's an earth angel. It's something by divine, some immaculate happening. All of a sudden, boom, we have what we need. And this can be, in terms of money, some other resources. This can be love and relationship. 6s are about equity and reciprocity in relationships, equality, and mutual respect, mutual adoration, mutual love. So it's really a wonderful card, and one of the most important points that it shows up to make is when you get this assistance, when you get this kind of help, when you are blessed, be sure to also be a blessing to the next person as soon as you have a chance. I hope you guys have enjoyed the weekly general reading. I will be back shortly with love. Please do like, share, subscribe, and comment. I appreciate it. Supposed to make the algorithm work, even though we all know that's bullshit. But please do it anyway. Thanks. Namaste.